you are quite fluent compared to your peers, right? Do you guys feel pressure to always want to help?
It's a give and take, right? You help them do something and they help you do something. It's not pressure, it's a obligation.
Then how would you guys rate your proficiency in the two languages? What
I'd say
how,
I'm like 8 on English, 8 or 7, and like 5 on Indonesian.
why five though?
I just don't. Well, it's like what Maria said. I just don't think I'm that proficient in Indonesia,
Okay.
even though I know it. I just don't think I'm that good at it. And like I think
What
most of the stuff that I know in Indonesia comes from English. So I use English as my base reference for understanding
okay.
Indonesian. Yeah.
Is this an occurrence that you guys notice after you go to like it feels like you guys are more comfortable or like more proficient in English despite just
Being
having only
Indonesian.
acquired it for like 2 years, two,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
why do you guys feel like you're better in English?
Yeah. I noticed that as well because even though my parents have more experience, not to brag, but like I do have more. I am better at English compared to them, and I think it's um it's because we learn English at an early stage of our life, right? Where we'll start
Okay.
learning stuff, and
That's
and
true.
like
Yeah.
also compared to my parents, they're not very active in learning English, while I have to basically a
Mm,
massive part of my life in Australia.
that's
I
true.
used
That's
to use
true.
English. Yeah.
Does that also reflect what you feel, Maria?
Yeah, I feel like for my rating on my proficiencies in both languages, I feel like Indonesian is like a 6 or 7, 7 if I'm pushing it, and I feel like English for me is like a hard 8 to 9, 9. I'm pretty sure I'm at 9 right now, my level,
Mm,
but like I mean, like, my biggest struggle for Indonesian is the formal Indonesian, basically, and like all of those tenses and texts and stuff, and like
mm,
SPOK, all of that stuff. Sometimes I still don't understand, and I do feel like lots of people who have the same experience as us, who've lived in like an English speaking country, and then they come back to Indonesia. I feel like they're more comfortable uh, in English because most of them actually go there like at a young age, like as we do. And I feel like, yeah, like when we are children, we actually learn stuff better than like when we're teenagers and adults. Hence why it's really quite tough for adults to like learn English. Like as we see, people doing like TOEFL tests in Indonesia, and sometimes they have to like redo the test like a lot of times. That shows how hard it is for people who are quite older to actually be able to immerse themselves in that language. And I feel like it was more comfortable for me too, because I really like when I learned the difference between learning English in Indonesia and like in Australia. Like in Australia, it was kind of like we had no other choice. We were
mm.
in an environment where we were like if we didn't speak English, like what were we supposed to do? Like we can't speak Indonesian to anyone, even if there were Indonesians there. I'm pretty sure they're not like locals that we are used to. So I feel like it's also the impact of the environment there.
I want to ask Haykal specifically, what is it like volunteering in Kampung Inggris?
Yeah.
What is that like?
Well,
Oh wow.
okay. So I went to Kampung Inggris as it's like a guest, I'd say. And sometimes there was some times where I went there and then I was told to teach a class, and it was very uncomfortable because I mean going there itself is uncomfortable because despite my young age, I was obviously more experienced in English, so a lot of people, and I came there as a guest as well, so the students there called me teacher or Mister, right? Even though they're
Mm.
obviously much older than me, it was very uncomfortable. And the class that I was teaching, it's I think would be I don't know if it would be fine if it was people older than me, but they were literally the same age as me. So it was more uncomfortable in my opinion. But it's just on my part, right? Obviously, it was nothing to do with the people there. They were all
Mm.
good people. It was, if anything, I'd say like the in Kampung English, right? It's the same stuff you learn in like in just normal like in Indonesian education. Probably I'm saying that because it's not similar to the stuff I learned in Australia, which if they did would be quite hard. But yeah,
Mm.
they but since it was more because you live there for months, right, and focus on English, there were a lot of different classes for different kind of things. So speaking and writing and listening and stuff. Outside of that, like place in Kampung Inggris, the place of Kampung Inggris is a really nice place. I'd say it's very secluded from like it's in a place where it's like not what is it, city like, so it's very secluded, which is nice, right? And the places around there is also supportive, I'd say.
It seems like the students that come to Kampung Inggris are quite enthusiastic in learning English, right? Do
Yeah,
you see this enthusiasm reflected on like the general population in Indonesia, like
enthusiasm
amongst your
to
friends in your high school?
yeah, I would say yeah. So a lot of my friends do want to learn English, and so sometimes they ask for me to teach them English, even though I don't really know how to teach them English. But yeah, I'd say yeah. Not a lot of actually, yeah, quite a lot of my friends do want to learn English.
Maria, have you ever also been approached by like a friend or just anyone? So like them asking, "Hey, can you help me in learning more English?"
Mm-hmm. So many times I cannot tell you how many times I've been approached. I feel like almost nearly every time there's an assignment in English, like lots of people do ask me and stuff, but it was
They,
very dominant when I was in SMP, like yeah, and lots of and some people even asked me to do their assignments, and that made me a little
No.
bit angry, and I did have a little problem with her, and I it's a little bit personal, but like she did actually ask me to like translate her entire assignment that was like under her name, but I was translating it, and I felt like, what are you doing? I feel like if you ask me like once or twice, like it's fine, but this was like a lot, and she was like sending like paragraphs on paragraphs, and I felt like it was really uncomfortable for me, but I felt like as time went on, I like if people do ask me, like I try my best to help them, even though I'm not the best in like grammar and tenses, like I said before. It's more of a natural thing for me. I feel like lots of people come to help to me for speaking and other stuff like that. Yeah.
Then, do you guys feel pressured because you are quite fluent compared to your peers, right? In English. Do you guys feel pressured to always want to help?
in my opinion, it's like it's a give and take, right? You help them do something, and they help you do something. So yeah, it's not pressure; it's a obligation, I'd say,
Oh,
or
okay.
something close. It's like everyone has a part in
Right.
this system.
I
That
feel like one time the teacher told me to, oh, I have to do something. You teach the class, and I didn't understand anything.
have you ever been approached by a teacher to enter like a competition just because you could speak
Because
English?
yeah,
Yeah.